The foundation of Jim Clark retirement is integrity. I was there when the deputy commissioner told Mr. Clark he wished every agent in the state of Indiana would do business the way he was doing it. I was there when the deputy commissioner told Mr. Clark that he was a model for the way business should be conducted. Jim Clark retirement is integrity.
Well, I think the first and obvious thing that I'd like to tell is that Jim Clark and I go back 35 years of being competitors. I had 30-some men working for me and women, and they would come in and say, we're in trouble, we're battling Jim Clark and Associates. He legitimately always won if you were in a head-to-head competition with him. He had that ability and the trust. I mean, everybody trusted him, which as new people looking for someone to go with, he was a perfect person because he always told the truth and always did the best planning. He was head and shoulders above my 30-some guys and me. He just, I was always impressed with that. That I have always been amazed at how much integrity Jim Clark brought to any type of competition that he faced. His competition really learned to respect him as much as he had the clients respecting him. And once I got out of the business, I realized that's where my fun was. That was what I had fun doing. And so when I ran into Jim again, I told him what I would like to do is come to work and be associated with him. And so he graciously said that that would be wonderful and that he would find a spot for me, and he did. Unfortunately, he put me in a senior management position, so that really was a compliment to me.
Well, I've been a client of Jim Clark's real recently, about a month now, so I'm a new client. One thing I can say about the expertise in the Jim Clark, the way of doing things, is I feel comfortable. You know, when you're dealing with someone that's dealing with your money, dealing with your future, gonna decide if you're able to retire, expertise is everything. And one thing I've learned about the Jim Clark product, it puts you at ease. You don't worry about things as much. When you think about it, it's the only way to go. But the expertise and the things that I learned from Jim Clark, the things that I see, makes life seem to be a lot easier now. But with the Jim Clark product, no pressure. I had time to talk to my wife about it, see how it worked, talk to clients, talk to old people, people that's been around for a while. But after learning more about the Jim Clark product, the future going forward looks a lot brighter. I don't have any more worries. I feel comfortable knowing that I've done something now to prepare if I do live a lot longer. I've done something now to prepare myself, my wife, my kids. We're prepared for the future. And I can't say I got it from the Jim Clark product.
I've been a client of Jim Clark for 20 to 25 years. Jim is very truthful and very honest, and the company is very good. Yes, we got very good advice from Jim, and his advice was always the right advice. And we've always went with that every time we went to see him, and since we have been with him. We didn't feel any pressure at all when we went to see Jim. Sometimes he would call us, and we would go, and it was always good things that he told us to do and how to invest with certain investments. I advise anyone that wants to invest is go to the best, and that is Jim Clark Retirement Planning.
I've been a client of Jim Clark for about 4 months. I feel so comfortable being a client of Jim Clark's because everything that Mr. Clark has told me has been absolutely true. One of the things that I really appreciate about Jim Clark is the education he gives me. When I learn about the retirement plan and I learn how it can help my family, how it can help my family as a legacy, and the possibilities that I get from just knowing that, and the comfort I get from knowing that my family will be taken care of after my retirement. Jim Clark knows what he's talking about. I have no doubt that anything to do with retirement planning, Jim Clark knows. And so I feel comfortable investing in Jim Clark Retirement. Working with Jim Clark was a breeze. I chose what I wanted to invest, and I chose how much I wanted to invest, and it was no pressure at all. You know, a lot of times you feel that when you go and you talk to somebody about money and retirement, you feel a lot of pressure, but there was absolutely no pressure, none at all. I had no real training as far as money goes, but knowing that I'm investing in my future and my family's future, the legacy, I know that I'm making a difference in my children's lives and my grandchildren's lives. So investing and being a client of Jim Clark's is really life-changing, and it's changing my entire family, not just me. It's given me possibilities, and it's opened up my world. I can see a future now, and I know that when it's time for me to retire, that I'll be okay.
Doris and I have been Jim Clark clients for 25 years and enjoyed every minute of it. Jim has been very honest with us from the very beginning. We've always trusted him, always will trust him. He's more than a business guy, he's a good friend of ours. And that's why we deal with him. We've always felt like that Jim knew what he was doing in his line of work. Always trusted him, still feel that way, and I will trust him forever. Doris and I have never felt like we've been pressured by Jim Clark or any of his people. We've had several meetings with him, and it's just kind of what we want to do, and he works with us on it, whatever we ask him to do.
We've been a Jim Clark client for between 20 and 25 years. I've always found Jim to be honest and fair, and always treated us very good. Yeah, Jim knows what he's talking about retirement planning, and very knowledgeable. No, we were always, never felt like we was under any pressure to do anything. We've been good friends for over 20 years, and appreciate the friendship.